My next prediction is about sustainability and ESG requirements. Sustainability, as we all know, is no longer just a nice buzzword or nice to have. It's actually becoming an operating principle, and certainly for manufacturers who have to focus on that environmental, that EBIT of ESG. So my prediction is that by 2024, in preparation of arising ESG disclosure requirements, 70% of manufacturers will officially track their Scope 1 and 2 emissions with the help of digital technology and have made improvements on gathering the accuracy of their Scope 3 emissions and metrics. What exactly do I mean by that? Well, the pressure is now rising, and the ESG framework the ESG landscape is now officially tightening up with these disclosures becoming more clear, and we certainly see jurisdictions in both Europe as well as the US defining on what manufacturers will have to disclose on in the future, and that means that there's going to be the mandate to disclose on Scope 1 and 2 emissions, and that will have to be done in a very efficient way. Manufacturers will have to invest in technology that can automate and ingest consistent and reliable data for carbon disclosure initiatives. And at the same time, while these Scope 1 and 2 emissions are easier to tackle for manufacturers because they're controlled and owned by manufacturers, this is not necessarily true when it comes to Scope 3 metrics. And that will require manufacturers to become a lot more collaborative when it comes to the ecosystem. They're going to have to form much tighter partnerships with the ecosystem and therefore improve the accuracy of their Scope 3 metrics rather than relying on guesswork.
In the next 2 years, I'm predicting that over half of the manufacturers will start recruiting for somebody in a digital science, digital literacy role. This role will be key because as systems become more and more integrated, the need for high quality data increases. And it will take somebody whose job it is to maintain that quality of data so that real-time information and real-time business systems can be made.
I predict that in 2023 we're going to see a big reset of digital transformation. What exactly do I predict? Propelled by increasing macroeconomic turbulence, in 2023, 60% of manufacturers will start scaling their digital transformation investments beyond pilot purgatory. And as a result, the expectations of what technology needs to deliver, that will change too. Let me just elaborate a little bit on that. So, historically, digital investments have served manufacturers to deal with disruption. But when we look at the level of resilience that manufacturers have in times like these, we can clearly see that digital transformation investments have not really exceeded or met expectations in that sense. So manufacturers will have to get beyond their pilot purgatories. Why do these pilot purgatories exist? They exist because digital transformation has been done on a siloed basis. There have been, for example, lack of leadership or other lacks of commitments from the C-suite. So we, in the future, will see a reset of digital transformation. We currently see, based on a survey that we have conducted, that 62% of manufacturers see unclear return on investment when it comes to digital transformation and the technologies they have invested in. That will have to change. Companies will have to reset their focus, re-clarify their strategies, and they have to do this with a business first rather than a technology first approach.
In the next 3 years, I'm predicting that 2 in 3 manufacturers will have been able to fit additional sensors to their legacy assets, enable them to connect them into their MES systems, which will help them improve productivity and give them that real-time information that they need.
By 2025, we're predicting 40% of manufacturers will use AI to determine their decision-making processes. Beyond the physical world of robotics, drones and autonomous vehicles, it's what we can't see that is really changing and influencing manufacturers globally to think and act differently. AI and machine learning allow manufacturers to make smarter, more accurate and actionable decisions. It's this smart way of thinking that is allowing manufacturers to become more lean and agile, and most importantly, become more customer-centric. For many that are on the AI journey, you'll have already experienced some of the benefits. For those that are just starting out, it can be a daunting task to work out where to begin. Do you make your legacy factory smart? Do you add sensors to warehouses, or look at using algorithms to predict consumer habits? Or perhaps you need to consider AI to just make the decision.